Right then, so, and this is where we're actually going to end it. You can, because we're going to negotiate our contract out of Williams. So we'll go into here, start a negotiation, but we'll negotiate with a different team.
Once negotiations begin,
and this is where we're going to end it, really.
You can accept if you like.
So
I strongly suggest we push
you can
for better
see
terms.
here.
From here, we can change the team that we're negotiating with. There's no rule saying you need to stay in the same seat forever.
Oh yeah,
Selecting
that's
a
the
team
values,
here
aren't
only
in it?
affects the negotiation.
You can
The
see
actual
here
one
that
won't take place until the
really,
race weekend.
Pro sportsman. They first, okay. But you can see that, you know, as a lot. I was going to go to Mercedes, but it looks like they don't really want me. That's interesting. That's interesting to know indeed. The Force India don't want... All these ones that don't really want me as a value person are sportsmen, and I'm way showman, so maybe we should go to a showman team. Maybe that's what we should do instead. I've got an idea. I've got an idea. So we're going to end it here now. So we're going to negotiate ourselves our new contract. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this. And we now leave Williams behind after 3 very successful seasons. And we'll see you in the next video.
Alright, welcome back. It's going to be one heck of a season, I think. To be honest, I don't think we've done the best job maintaining our performance through this regulation change, though we're going to be playing a bit of catch-up this year. We're counting on you, but you've got the whole team behind you.
Alrighty then. Another year, another championship. I hope you're well rested. Well, as much as you can be for someone who has to spend half their life in the gym anyway. Let's get to it.
Yes, let's get to it. Who called this for the team, eh? Who called this? Haha! Everyone thought, oh, he's going to go to Mercedes, but no, we changed our mind and we have come to the Toro Rosso team for our first crack at what this Honda engine is like in this season. You can see we negotiated ourselves a very nice contract. A very, very nice contract. So we'll sort ourselves to rivals. Oh, we're teammates with Gasly. Fantastic. Yeah, we want Gasly as our teammate. So we are down at the bottom of the tree. It's fair to say, wow, Renault got hit absolutely hard by that R&D update. It looks like Williams didn't do too bad, nor did Force India. Red Bull did pretty well out of it. Ferrari took a hammering. Right, let's see what I've got to play with them. Oh, nice one. Okay. So it looks like that the Toro Rosso team have developed a lot on the durability, so I haven't got to worry about that. So I've got a very durable car, and I've also, wow, I'm going to get some stuff on the cheap here. The absolute cheap as well. Bit pricey though. Yeah. Oh no, that's not it's this one they've concentrated on. Okay. Okay, fair enough. But it does look like we've got a lot of work that needs doing. Well, looks like they've had a DRS failure. That's going to be useful. Right then. I suppose we better get to work then. Have they got any R&D in progress? Part failed. Okay, we'll sort that out. So there's the update. So yeah, Renault took a beating. Wow. Who'd expected that? Didn't see that coming. So we don't have to worry about all this because it's all sorted out, so that's fine. So everything's reset. Let's have a look at our messages then. Welcome to the team. Thank you, friends. So here's my contract summary, and I've got an absolute beauty of a contract. So I've got to qualify 14th or better to get 600 resource points. That's fine by me. And the race is looking a good dry one. Fantastic. So we are going to spend the season with Toro Rosso. So we'll go get practiced. We'll see if we qualify him.
New drivers, new cars, and a new Formula One season. But it's the same Albert Park that we've come to know and love for more than 2 decades now that hosts the first round of a 21-race championship, taking us from here in Melbourne, Australia, across the globe before we eventually reach the season finale at Yas Marina Circuit in Abu Dhabi. So here we are at Albert Park Circuit. 3.3 miles of public roads, closed for the weekend of course, make for a bumpy surface with little undulation. There are 16 corners around the lake with the best passing opportunities coming at turn 1 and turn 3. I'm joined today in the commentary box, as I will be throughout this season, by a great racing driver, former F1 competitor, and who was world champion once upon a time as well, and an all-round top chap. It's the one and only Anthony Davidson. And tell me, here we are, first Grand Prix of the season, the first time racing these cars. So what are the big questions that need to be answered here, in your view?
First of all, Crofty, and thanks for the glowing introduction. I just want to say it's a real privilege to be here, and I can't wait to see what this competitive field has in store for us this season. Now, to answer your question, obviously there's the question of performance in race trim, but really this is going to be all about reliability. It's the first Grand Prix of the season, don't forget. You're pushing all your new components to their limits. Formula One cars are full of very sophisticated but also very sensitive technology. So the most important thing today is to get to the end of the race, keep everything in good condition and try to stay out of trouble while you're at it.
We're almost ready to go then, and this is what the starting grid looks like for today's race. It's Sergio Perez on pole position today, with Lance Stroll alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid we have Poole, Leclerc, Max Verstappen, and Sirotkin, Hamilton, Ricciardo, Ocon, and Kevin Magnussen, Alonso, Ericsson, Sebastian Vettel, and Hülkenberg, Sainz, Bottas, Stoffel Van Dorn, and Kimi Räikkönen, Grosjean, and Pierre Gasly rounds off the grid. And with lights out just moments away, it's time to go down to the track.
Okay, you've qualified higher than we expected, so let's try to build on this position throughout the race.
Yeah, who expected this humper turd to qualify third, eh? we had put our setup on and the car was just absolutely on rails. It was flying, it was everything it needed to be. And considering that Pierre is qualified down at the back of the field, that says all it needs to say about Pierre Gasly, I think. So let's have a look at today's race strategy. It is a one-stop for us. Lap 5 and then onto what? It's onto lap 15 with the soft tyres. Sorry, super soft tyres, I should say. In front of us, Lance Stroll and Sergio Perez. So everything's looking good. So without further ado, let's get this done. Let's do this. Our first race for Toro Rosso. Can we bring home a podium finish? So here we go. Our debut for the Toro Rosso team out of Italy, the old Minardi team. 5 red lights are out. We are off and underway in the Australian Grand Prix Season 4. And it's been a reasonable start for the Toro Rosso, but it looks like we've been mugged by Leclerc into the first corner, but we're going to have a think about getting back. But no, Leclerc gets us as Stroll and Perez have a fight out at the front of the field. I want to say go Lance, but whoa, big dive bomb on Charles Leclerc, and already this Toro Rosso is starting to show some of its grunts that it showed in qualifying. We go on the grass. There and now, excuse me, as we go to Stoffel Van Dorn, who somehow has kept his McLaren seat. Don't ask me how. This is all at the back of the field. This is Valtteri Bottas, Stoffel Van Dorn, Kimi Räikkönen, Kevin Magnussen and Pierre Gasly fighting for the scrub positions as Van Dorn defends from Bottas. Bottas might have made contact with the wall there. He might have done, because that's Raikkonen up into what would that be, 17. Bottas falling back. He might get done by Magnussen here for P18. But Bottas is going to keep ahead of the Haas driver as we go into the penultimate corner, and now we're right behind Lance Stroll coming out the last corner to start lap number 2. And you can see they have that. Williams has still got. I should have not given Williams some of that engine power. Should have actually took it away, because then we would have catched it. But Sergio Perez is out in the lead with Lance Stroll right behind him. We've got Charles Leclerc for company as we go into turn 3, the scene of 2 absolute spectacular crashes for Martin Brundle and Fernando Alonso. And it's a lovely circuit, is the Albert Park temporary circuit, but I wouldn't like to be involved in a crash here, that's for sure, because there's been some mighty bad crashes at this circuit. And you can only imagine that without that catch fence there, someone would probably end in the water, because we are going around a lake here at Albert Park. But coming out of turn, I think that was turns 8 and 9, we're coming to turns 10 and 11. Leclerc's around the outside. He's having to think about it, but he better sit his ass back there as one of the cones goes flying. That's Max Verstappen. We're on board, and I think because we dicked up Leclerc, he's going to come right past Leclerc. It's going to be Ferrari on Renault, but no, Leclerc holds on. So didn't dick him up too much there, as back on board with ourselves. If we ever get a chance, you will see that we've had a new helmet for this year, and we've also decided, because we are the world champion, we didn't do it in Williams, we'll do it here at Toro Rosso. We've put number 1 on our car as we go into the first corner. They've enabled DRS now for the first time this season, but you can see that Lance Stroll and Sergio Perez are starting to get away because of their absolutely excruciatingly easy engine power that they've got. It's not easy not having all this engine power at the start of the season, so we've really outperformed what we should with this Toro Rosso. And that might come in pain for the next few races, because we've got some big power circuits coming up. Certainly with Bahrain, China, and Azerbaijan, and to some extent you could probably include Spain in there. So we may have to take some pain at the start of the season, but then
if we turn down the ERS deployment, we can harvest more energy.
Towards the end of the season,
strategy is available on the MFD.
Hopefully it all pays off. As we actually asked, do we want to change the strategy? And we do change the strategy. Going to come in a lap early as we go back to Kimi Raikkonen with Valtteri Bottas. This is for P17. Bottas is going to go try around the outside of his fellow countryman, but no, he'll stay in P18. How on earth did Valtteri Bottas keep his drive, and we had to be told to go elsewhere?
We're boxing this lap.
How? Bottas should be out of that seat. Should be properly out that seat, good and proper, as we go into turn 3, and you can see that Stroll and Perez, they're pretty close to each other. You got to say that that's going to be a tasty, but this is going to be a tasty fight all season.
We're not going to be able to run in this engine mode much longer. We're about a lap over target. Drop down to mix 2 soon.
Yeah, it's going to be a tasty fight all season between these two here. If these two are the best cars on the grid, the Force India of Sergio Perez and the Williams of Lance Stroll, we could see our first Mexican world champion, or we could see our first Canadian world champions in Jacques Villeneuve back in 1997. There's a dated reference for you. Who would have thought that we could possibly be seeing Williams win the championship, but with Lance Stroll and not myself. But this is the lap we're coming in for our stop. We're doing a little wide out of the penultimate corner, turn 14. Into the pit lane we come. Such a difficult pit lane, you've got to get it right slowed down, and there we go. So this is going to drop us a lot of positions already, but it's going to be the super soft tyre that goes on for us. Let's see what these boys are like. Look at that, that was a seamless stop. That stop was so seamless that Clothing are calling for it because they don't want to put it on their cars. Yep, I just made that reference, and I'm very proud of making that reference as well. Anyone doesn't like that? That's your problem. As we go to a little earlier while we're making a stop, that's Stoffel Van Dorn right behind Carlos Sainz here. Carlos Sainz, who's nicking Van Dorn's seat for Renault in the 2019 season, and here's what Van Dorn's going to show Sainz how it's done. Round the outside, why not? The Belgian does have some passing ability on him then. That's a first for him. He actually passes someone on the track as opposed to being absolutely mugged. As we... Oh, big slide out of turn 5. Yeah, that is turn 5. I had to think about that then. As we go through turn 6, through turn 7, now through turn 8, up to the chicane of turns 9 and 10. And yeah, that's always been a chicane we've always got wrong, is 9 and 10, but 11 and 12, we always seem to get that right. No problem. There we go. Yep. And then boom. That's how you take that chicane, and that's how you do it good and proper as well. But the one thing I've noticed about this car already, it feels so heavy. It feels so heavy when you're in the fast corners and under braking as well. So we're going to have to be making adjustments certainly to the chassis and certainly to the engine throughout the season, as we see Kimi Räikkönen and Carlos Sainz here. That's going to be a battle way down the field, and well, we're not too far behind this battle as Kimi goes round the outside, and that'll be Kimi up into P15, something like that. I wouldn't get too fresh up there because while
The battery
we're
is low on energy. Reduce ERS
we've still got all
deployment.
these cars to pit yet off their tyres, so what are they on? They're on ultra
gap ahead
softs
is
too. As we set the
6.4
fastest
seconds.
first sector of the race. And back to the fight. And here's Valtteri Bottas now. So Valtteri's now Gasly's P17. He's looking to pass P16. Whoa, he's into the wall again. He's been put in the wall by Carlos Sainz, and that might put Bottas on the back foot. It might give Kevin Magnussen a run. Kevin's having to think about it. Pierre Gasly's right behind him, but Kevin's going to stay put there as we go back to the front of the field, and it looks like Perez and Stroll are pitting. So into the pits they come for their stop. Now let's see where they come out relative to us, because we've had a couple of laps on these super soft tyres, so we should get the undercut. Although whether the undercut would work around here or not, I don't know. It's a super soft on for Lance Stroll. Let's see if it's a super soft. Yep, it's a super soft as well for Perez. So let's see where they all come out in relative to us. And it looks like they're going to come out. Well, that's Raikkonen. So they've absolutely mullered me. Oh, that is bad luck for Stroll. Perez managed to clear Bottas and Magnussen, but Stroll didn't. And now he's going to be stuck behind them, and we're chasing down the Canadian as well. So we're, I would say we're a net P3 here on the field. Whether it stays like that, I don't know, but we're going to give him a crack as we try and get after him. He's going to attempt to try and pass the Frenchman Romain Grosjean in the Haas in front of him. And let's see if he gets this done. This could be round the outside into turn 11, and he makes contact with the wall as well. That's side by side, but Grosjean's going to hold Stroll back. Excuse me. I should actually go and give Roman a quick pat on the back there, because that's gonna help us out a ton in trying to get past our ex-Canadian teammate. As we go into turn 15 and now through turn 16, and you can see we got DRS as well. I think Stroll's gonna have DRS as well. I think they should make it illegal if you have a car in the pits. If you have a car pitted, you shouldn't get DRS off that car.
3.2 seconds.
What do you think? I think that should actually be a rule, and I think that should be a proper rule for next season. We see Lance Stroll here Lance Stroll cruises, left the door open. Here we go. Into the door, slam it right into his side. We're going to hang him around the outside. Going to have another go here. We're still wheel banging with our old Canadian teammate. Whoa! We've forced him off the track. That was a bit naughty, especially on our part. It brought the yellows out there as we see Sebastian Vettel tried to pass. Who is that? Is that Verstappen? I think that is. Yes, that's Max Verstappen there. So Verstappen's got past Vettel. Or was it? No, sorry, Vettel was trying to pass Verstappen, but Verstappen held on. As we see some... Whoa! Big slide in the background. Who was that? That must have been Hulkenberg. Because he's in this fight somewhere. He was fighting with Fernando Alonso for a few positions. As we go back to that fight now. Here it is. Alonso is past Hulkenberg now. He's got Van Dorn right behind him. Let's see if Hulkenberg's going to... Yeah, there you go. Hulkenberg's going to try and get past... Whoa! They're all over the place. The two McLarens and the... Oh, Fernando locks the brakes up. They're banging wheels, the Spaniard and the German. And it looks like Hulkenberg's going to get that position finally off Alonso. Whew. Christ almighty. It is turning into a proper good first race here. If this is everything to go by, the season this year is going to be absolutely spectacular. As Stoffel Van Dorn puts one on his teammate as well. That's going to feel very sweet for the Belgian driver on his more established Spanish teammate, as Kimi Raikkonen thinks about a move out, and Alonso locks him up again. And Raikkonen's going to be past Alonso here as well. Whoa! That's Sebastian Vettel! That is Sebastian Vettel has had a problem. What on earth has happened to Sebastian? Well, let's find out, shall we? Don't tell me that we're going to see Vettel and Verstappen make contact with each other. No, he just slows down. That is so strange. He just slows down. What's it? He's got a puncture. He's got a punch. It's a left rear puncture. That's his problem. Oh, that couldn't have happened at a worse place. Because now he's got to do a whole lap cruising around.
Virtual safety car is ending. Maintain your pace until the green flag. VSC ending. Wait for green.
But we come back to it now as the virtual safety car ends. We get back underway with us in second place and Sergio Perez in the lead still. As we see, is that Verstappen again? No, that's Hamilton on Daniel Ricciardo into turn 6. I tell you what, if you want to make yourself the most unpopular person in the world, why not take the Aussie in his home race? Why not there, Lewis? That should make you the most unpopular person in Australia. I'd recommend you leave in a black car, blacked out windows, and everything else in between as well. Because if you don't, you're going to be mugged by somebody in Australia for that one. As we see Ricciardo coming back, it might not be for too long because the crowd are on their feet for the Aussie. A true Aussie grit being shown there by Daniel Ricciardo, but Lewis Hamilton's going to keep his position as we go back through the field here. This is Raikkonen and Sainz for the scrub positions down the field, and Raikkonen's going to make easy job of that Renault into turn 13. I've got to stop using my voice box here, but the battle hit. These battles are keep going through the field, and this is Valtteri Bottas passing Stoffel Van Dorn, who's dropped off from Fernando Alonso and company pretty dramatically. That's not good for the Belgian. As we go back to Daniel Ricciardo and Lewis Hamilton. This is going to be raging for a while, folks. He's got DRS as the Aussie. Let's see if true Aussie grit can be shown here in the Aston Martin Red Bull on the Petronas Mercedes AMG. Up the inside of turn 1. That was going to be ambitious. He doesn't get the position done. Lewis had the momentum on the outside of the corner, but he's going to try the outside again. Is Daniel Ricciardo. And they want to be careful, because we've got Marcus Ericsson in close attendance. That Sauber's coming on fine this year. As we see, let's see if they get through turn 5 cleanly, and like me and Lance, and they do, In fact, Lewis might be forcing him, trying to force him onto the grass here, but look at this. This is side by side. What action between the 5-time champion of the world now and someone who should have been world champion already, as we go back to Carlos Sainz and Stoffel van Dorn. This is, well, this must be for P17, and past goes Carlos Sainz as we see Sebastian Vettel coming out the pits. He's finally made it round to the pits with his puncture, and that's going to be Carlos up a place. Now who we got to? We got Esteban Ocon and Max Verstappen. They found each other again. Oh, they couldn't keep away from each other in the Brazilian and the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, and they're not keeping away from each other again now, as I think they touched there for a little bit as well. That's not going to be ending very well for one of them. And Verstappen keeps the position from Esteban. We got Roman Grosjean in close attendance as well. So that Haas looks like he's got some power this year. Certainly doing very well as Esteban thinks about it around the outside of turn 1, but Max had that covered. You got to wake up pretty early in the morning to get that one over Max Verstappen. As we go down to turn 3, he'll have another go. In fact, he's going to go down the inside of turn 3. This, oh my God, this is personal between the Dutchman and the Frenchman. In fact, there was contact made between the two, and the Frenchman's going to get up past Max Verstappen. And oh, he's on the grass almost, losing it on the grass as we go to, who's this? Is this Stoffel again? Yep, this is Stoffel van Dorn with Kimi Räikkönen right behind him. And Kimi's going to take that position with the greatest of ease. If he's lucky, yeah, he's already got that done into turn 14. So moves Stoffel back a place. Oh, dear. You remember me? I'm still in this race up here in P2. I hope you all remember me up here, because it's getting a bit lonely up here. I'm the excuse me. I'm not talking about me, and that's a first here. Oh well, we're back to Stoffel van Dorn and Kimi Räikkönen. These two are back at it as Stoffel goes down the inside of turn 3 on the Iceman, but Kimi's gonna hang him back where he belonged, and keep Stoffel behind Kimi Räikkönen there.
There's 3 laps of fuel remaining. We come back to
ourselves here, and whilst this Toro Rosso handles at the moment like the proverbial fat lady, it is still a pretty quick car around this circuit. I don't have a clue why it's so quick, because it's practically the worst car as far as power is concerned. We go back to Esteban Ocon and Max Verstappen. This still isn't finished between the pair of these as we go into turn 13, and it looks like Max tried the outside of the corner, but Ocon's going to keep him there, and Max is going to try again. God, what can you say? What can you say? Max has now forced him wide, and they're going to be side by side out the last corner, and Max has got Ocon. In fact, Ocon might have lost so much momentum, Grosjean's gotten past him. So, bloody hell, Max has really screwed over the Frenchman in the Force India there. Not a very kind thing to do there. That was young Maxwell. As we take another sip of something just to keep our throat in check, and now we're back through the field. Who have we got here? This is... Actually, I don't know who that is. That's Marcus Ericsson. No, sorry, that's Vettel unlapping himself from Kevin Magnussen. I don't know why we're showing that. We shouldn't be showing that at all. As we go back to this fight between Lewis Hamilton and Daniel Ricciardo. Whoa! What flew off then? Something flew off a car then. I saw it just out the corner of my eye. And it might have been a part of a Red Bull, but down the inside goes Daniel Ricciardo, and this can be side by side with Lewis Hamilton up to the chicane here. Will Daniel Ricciardo get the position? Yes, he will. Through lap 5, and that might give Marcus Ericsson a bit of a sniff on the 5-time champion of the world. Jeez Louise. Unbelievable. What action. And this is only the first race of the season. We've got 20 more races after this. 20 more races of this, folks. Can you actually believe this is happening here? I tell you what, we're still with these. It may not be over between Ricciardo, Hamilton, and Ericsson. I think Hamilton's going to have another look here, but he's a little too far back here as we go back on board with ourselves. We're coming out the last corner on the penultimate lap. Coming start the 15th and final lap of the race.
This is your final lap. Final lap of the race.
Anyone else out of breath? I'm out of breath. And this is only the first race of the season, folks. In fact, look at this. We're going back to. It looks like we're going back to where Ericsson, now Verstappen's joined the party here. So Ricciardo's fallen a little back here, and it looks like that Max Verstappen's going to get in the party here, and Ericsson's going to go around the inside. No, Ricciardo's got the momentum. He's got the momentum. He's going to be straight back past Marcus Ericsson. Marcus Ericsson tries the outside of the first corner, but he locks up badly, and that's going to give Max Verstappen all the run he needs. Max Verstappen will not need a second invite here, and I don't think anyone else is going to need an invite as well. We got Magnussen, we got Ocon, we've got Raikkonen in attendance. In fact, if you look behind there, you can actually see that's Magnussen passing, trying to pass Ocon. There, we got Raikkonen, Alonso. Who else is back here? They're all back here. That's who's all back here. Looks like Bottas is there as well. There, oh dear me. Can I tap out right now, because this is unbelievable, folks. This is quite unbelievable here in the Australian Grand Prix. I think it's settled down now. Let's see if Magnussen has another go in the DRS on Esteban Ocon. He's too far back, so he'll stay there. He'll stay whatever position that was. That was a pretty lowly position for them. As I don't know why there, but we're coming out in the last corner. Sergio Perez wins the Australian Grand Prix, but we brought Toro Rosso a second place. Get in!
Good job, you did really well. Super driving.
And an incredible win for Force India. A brilliant performance. And I have to wonder, Anthony Davidson, just what set them apart from the competition here.
I think a large part of the result comes down to temperament. They were able to keep their heads when everyone around them was losing theirs, and that's allowed them to get the best out of the car, to maximise the strategy, and to stay out of trouble.
It's time to present the top drivers with their trophies for today's Grand Prix. And there are a lot of people in the paddock very happy with this result. It's Force India on the top step. And after this round of the World Championship, here's how things look in the Drivers' Table. Sergio Perez takes the lead of the Drivers' Championship. Moving on to the Driver of the Day then. Anthony Davidson, who would you go for?
Well, I have to give it to Kimi Raikkonen. Consistency, good battle, sensible driving. He can be pleased with that performance today.
And now let's take a look at the Constructors' standings. Force India moved to the top of the table. It was great having you with us for this weekend. I hope you enjoyed it as much as we did. Until next time, though, goodbye.
Well, all in all, I've got to say it's a fantastic weekend for us. Who would have expected that? Starting third, we finished second, and we beat the old team as well, which is going to be doubly satisfying. So it's Sergio Perez with the race victory. Charles Leclerc, Sergey Sirotkin scored his first points ever on this game, maybe because I took his seat. I think he's also the first Russian to score points in F1. There's a stat for you. Hamilton, Verstappen, Ericsson, Ricciardo and Ocon are your top 10. And we're not going to, because everyone else hasn't scored, so we're not going to check that. But Surprisingly, Sebastian Vettel last, but Pierre Gasly finished 18th, which I don't think he's going to be very impressed about, seeing as how he just got trounced by his teammate who finished second. So yeah, I think that's all well and good. So let's head back into the garage for the first time as a Toro Rosso driver, and we'll see what's awaiting us. Hello,
Great
Claire.
work out there today. How do you think it went?
Pretty well.
You must be thrilled to be up on the podium.
Do you know what? I was, and I think we're gonna have to compliment the team here, because I'm just glad we can live up to what they've given
Are you
us.
missing your old team?
Am I missing them? Absolutely. You're missing Williams all the time, because Williams were still a fast car, so we'll miss Williams.
You're beating all expectations. Would you say we all underestimated
I would say
you?
the expectation is, and I think we've got to compliment the team even more.
Appreciate your time.
I appreciate your time. Do you ever get the feeling Pierre's going to get whooped a couple of times this season? Going to get whooped properly. We might be able to get an upgrade. I'd like to get an engine upgrade for Bahrain, if we can. Whether we can or not, I don't know.
That's a great result. You did really well. I don't think we can have any complaints with that performance.
Yeah, I don't think we can complain about that
We've
either.
received invitations to new historic events. You'll be able to choose whether or not to participate before
So
the end of
let's
this season.
see. Let's see if we can get a power upgrade. Oh yeah, we can get a power. What's that for? That's the ignition system. That'll put us past Ferrari. So that you can't get that. Yeah, that's too much. So I think what we will do is we will do the right thing, and we will get that one. And that should give us a little bit more power at Bahrain. Could be a struggle, Bahrain, because obviously with it being a power circuit, and this car just has no power at the moment. Which is a bit of a shame. So we should have some aero and some power coming in for Bahrain, which is going to help us out a ton, if you ask me. And then we should get about 600 resource points because we qualified 14th. Everything's looking alright at the minute. So there's the table. Toro Rosso in third. We are going to take Toro Rosso to the championship. Not bad for the first race of the season. Can I select a rival yet? No, not yet. Alright, okay then. Yeah, I don't fancy any of them. So, thanks for watching. I hope you're going to enjoy this Toro Rosso ride as much as I'm going to enjoy this Toro Rosso ride. And we shall see you in the next video.